is coming in his criminal problems. And I think this week, because a lot of that stuff was from the last week.
Yeah.
That's all post Mark Meadows. And I think everybody who's watching needs to understand, from somebody who did this work for 7 years, you don't give Mark Meadows immunity unless the evidence he has is unimpeachable.
Oh, yeah.
And I said this yesterday. I want Republican voters to understand this. What's going to be happening in March? He's going to be sitting in a courtroom in Washington, D.C., with Mark Meadows 20 feet away from him, saying he committed crimes in front of me on my watch. Not some rogue prosecutor.
I want to stop you a second. He's a former prosecutor. I want to stop you right there, and I want to underline what I've said, because we have a lot of Democrats watching this show, but as I'm sure you know, we have a lot of Republicans that are watching this show. And I just want to say to my Republican friends that are watching, everybody that's testifying against Donald Trump, they're not editorial writers for the New York Times or primetime hosts at MSNBC. They are all Trumpers who stayed with Trump to the very end.
Yeah. Look, this is a guy who was Velcroed to Trump's hip for the entire 2020 campaign and all the post-campaign nonsense. And so this is deadly. It's done. He's going to be convicted.
But
it's over.
Can't he run for president and put delay and get out of it?
Well, I don't think he can delay it. No, I don't have the impression that this district court judge in Washington is amenable to delay.
It's a March 4th.
She seems pretty. So
it's a March 4th trial right now. Mm-hmm. What do you think? Maybe give or take a month. You think the judge may?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it starts in April. Maybe not though. I mean, look, she has not given much at this point into the defense claims for delay. And I think that's why Jack Smith indicted this case with just Trump.
Right.
Because you don't have multiple defendants.
Yes. This
is it. He left 6 unindicted co-conspirators, not because he doesn't think they committed crimes, but because he learned from the documents case. Like, I think he made a mistake in the documents case.
By the way, they can bring cases against those other 6 later on if they don't cooperate.
As long as it's within the statute of limitations, they can.
Let me ask you this question. So let's say the trial is in mid-March. Lasts a month. He's convicted by mid-April. And you look at least the evidence we know, it looks like it's an uphill battle for the defense. I know Trump's people are saying, we'll appeal. It's a D.C. Circuit judge, right? It's a judge. It'll go to the D.C. Circuit, then the Supreme Court. They're going to expedite this, aren't they? This is not going to be like a year.
I think they would. But remember, once you're convicted by a jury, you're convicted.
Right.
So he's going to have all kinds of new restrictions placed on him as now a convicted felon.
Okay,
in terms of his travel, his speech, all the things he can do. Right now he's out on bail, let's remember.
Right.
And once you're convicted, you have the right to remand him immediately if you wanted to.
Well, a former president, though?
I don't think they will. But the point is that when that's the extreme alternative,
right,
you could place all kinds of restrictions on him and say, you don't like those? Okay, we'll send you to jail.
Stay home or stay home.
It could be house arrest.
Ankle bracelet.
There's a whole bunch of things that can happen in terms of what he can do, where he can travel. He's going to have to go to probation to get permission to travel.